Hello class, my name is Marissa Cruz, and today I'm going to talk to you about the rational world paradigm and how it contributes to the narrative paradigm. So Walter Fisher describes the rational world paradigm as a framework that assumes people are rational beings who make decisions based on logical arguments, evidence, and reasoning. Under his framework, there are 5 assumptions which are people are essentially rational. We make decisions on the basis of arguments. The type of speaking situation, whether it be legal, scientific, or legislative, determines the course of our argument. Rationality is determined by how much we know and how well we argue. And lastly, that the world is a set of logical puzzles that we can solve through rational analysis. So a good example is when you were trying to find the university to go to for your whatever degree you are going for. Obviously, you chose UCCS and you are taking this class, but in the beginning, you probably looked at a bunch of different colleges to see which one had your degree plan. You wanted to look at their academic programs, their facilities, their reputation. You would probably ask some people if they liked it or not. Some will say yes, some will say no. Everyone has a different story on what they like and what they dislike. But is that going to be a major factor in deciding by what other people say? Probably not. You're going to look to see which school has the program that's going to set you up for your best future. And that falls under the rational world paradigm. You're basing your decision off of evidence and reasoning. So Walter Fisher believed that this was too limited and it needed to be broader to support the stories that have no evidence base, but we believe them anyway. So a good example is like law. You'll hear some arguments that are based on facts, and then you'll have some people that are basing their arguments off of story and feeling. And if you find that source credible, you're more likely going to believe that story that has a lot of feeling to it. It just speaks to you. So if we also look at that attached article about the family that survived the fire in Maui, did they prove that it was their house that was burnt down? No. Did they show any evidence at all that it was their neighborhood or their house that burnt down? No. They gave you this story saying they lost everything, and you saw no proof of it, yet you probably believed it. That's an example of the narrative paradigm. So this is the reason why Walter Fisher felt it needed to be adjusted. So he claimed that offering good reasons has more to do with telling a compelling story than it does with piling up evidence or constructing a tight argument. So this is when he made that shift to 5 new assumptions, creating the narrative paradigm.